Hey everybody, Ben here with We Go Fishing, and a lot of you have been asking for this. I've been seeing the comments and just getting the posts online where a lot of you have been asking for it. It's been about 6 months or so since we first posted our 2020 Mako Pro Skiff walkthrough, and on this video we're going to do the review. Like I said, we've had it for about 6 months. We've taken it out inshore fishing, we've taken it on lakes, our local lake. Well, at least until the COVID thing happened. We took it out on local lake, we took it out on Falcon Lake, which is a little south of here. We took it down to the coast, and so we've had it out a bunch of times. And I'm going to walk you through some things that we like, some things that we don't like, and also some things that we upgraded. Okay, here we go. Alright, the first thing that we like is the stability of this boat. The stability is great. I'll post a video up above our head where you'll see a bunch of people on this boat. Now granted, they are kids. We have 5 people in our family, but this boat is a very, very stable boat. We've taken it out inshore fishing with some pretty good chop, and it handles just fine. 20, 25 mile an hour winds, and it still did just fine. So this boat is very, very stable. The design of this boat, the underside, it has almost a tunnel that goes through it, and so it works really well. It's very, very stable. Nobody likes to be seasick. Nobody likes the rocking motion. So no matter how much we put this through, it just sits on top of those waves. Very nice. The stability is very good. The other thing is this the front casting platform. It's very stable. Like I said, I've had myself, my wife, one of our kids, all up on here. You have the back casting platform back here. Again, very stable. You can see 2 people easily fit on even the back casting platform. So it is a very, very stable boat. Okay, the second thing that we like about this boat is the space. Plenty of space for us. Now, like I said, there's 5 of us. There's my wife, and we have 3 kids. Now, 2 of teenagers. One of them is a child. Probably as they get bigger, we might run into some space issues. We'll see if they all still want to go fishing with us and things like that. Hopefully they will. But for right now, the space is adequate. We don't have any issues with that. I would imagine 2 or 3 full-grown people on this boat, and you're going to have plenty of space. You're going to be able to put 1 or 2 people on the back platform, maybe even 1 or 2 people on the front. It does have a load capacity, so make sure that you pay attention to load capacity. But at the same time, the space of this boat is very adequate for a boat its size. Okay, the third thing that we like about this boat is its storage. It has plenty of storage capacity. Again, for a boat this size, you'd be surprised about how much storage you actually have. Underneath this rear casting platform, you have storage underneath it there. One side is the gas can, so it's not a whole lot, but on the other side you have the battery, and you can definitely store some things underneath there. You have the ice chest, the built-in ice chest, which is great for drinks or for fish, whatever you want to put into it. It's great, plenty of storage there. Underneath the center console is another place for storage, so plenty of space is back there. Up here in the front, you also have 2 compartments. This first compartment is a shallower one for maybe an anchor or a cast net. Plenty of storage there. And then also you have this other large hydraulics there to keep it open. Plenty of storage in here. You can see we've got the nets, some cleaning equipment. We put the life jackets in here, so absolutely plenty of storage for a boat this size. Again, 5 people on this boat, lunches, rods, tackle, all those things. No issues whatsoever with storage. Fourth thing about this boat that we like is its performance. Now, we kept the 45 horsepower Mercury. It does have the option for a 60 horsepower. Some people will go with that, but we've not had any issues with horsepower. Being able to get up on plane quickly, not an issue. It's not the fastest boat on the water, but it definitely gets you from point A to point B just fine. No issues. And of course, the Mercury does come with a 5-year warranty, so that's another great selling point for this boat. Performance out of this has been just exceptional. It's startup, no problems whatsoever. Another part of the performance aspect of this that we like, and this we'll get to a little bit more, is the upgrades. But I've really enjoyed the performance of the spot lock, the iPilot for the Mako trolling motor. Absolutely worth its money. I know some people really like the sand anchors in the back. This trolling motor has been absolutely phenomenal to deal with, and so we'll talk about that more when we get to the upgrades. Okay, the fifth thing that we like about this boat is skinny water fishing. This boat is a bay boat. It's made for skinny water fishing. It needs maybe about 8 inches, it says, on plane. So it absolutely is great with that. And you can look underneath here and you can see how the hull is actually designed. But it is very easy to get this boat up on plane. Some of the biggest fish that we've caught so far have been in super skinny water. About a foot of water is all that we've needed. So this boat is made for that. It really excels at that. Whether it's bass fishing, like I said, we do it in the lakes, or whether it's going after those reds and those trout in the skinny water, this boat is able to do that. So really do like that very much. You probably could even make it go in skinnier water if you had a jack plate on the back of it. The last thing that I want to point out about this boat that we really did like, and it may not be a feature of the boat itself, but it is the price. The price of this boat, it is very affordable. I'm not going to put the price here online because you have to talk to a boat dealer about that because it depends on options and things like that. But at the same time, this boat is very affordable. It is a good entry-level boat, especially for someone who's looking for something that's maintenance-free. It comes with a 5-year warranty on everything about it. So the price point of this boat is very affordable, very accessible for most people to get into. And that was something that we looked at. We could have looked at more expensive boats, but we're like, hey man, we'd have to drop a lot of money on those. I get that. And so this boat really fits the bill with being affordable for a family, and the price point is exceptional. Okay, now for the things that I hate, or I shouldn't say hate, but I definitely don't like. And I really had to think for a little bit about this because most of the things about the boat are absolutely wonderful. But there are some things that I don't like about this boat, and I'm going to get to the first one. The first one is this. It's this gas can placement. Now this sounds like it's a small thing, but it is not a small thing. I cannot tell you how many times I've scuffed my knuckles trying to get that gas can out of there to fill it up. It is just not in a very accessible location. It's not easy to get it in and out. It also has a strap that you're supposed to wrap around it to keep it more stable in there. But it is a very difficult thing. I don't know what would have been better. I'm not an engineer, so I can't tell you that. But I would have thought maybe if they drilled just a little access panel right here. I've actually thought about doing that, just drilling an access panel right there into the casting deck to get to it so I don't have to take it out, because it is just in a terrible location. It is hard to get to. It barely fits underneath it here because this casting platform has a lip. And the lip, if it was flat maybe it wouldn't be as much of an issue. I don't even know if that's possible. But that gas can, where it's at, how to get it out, how to fill it up, just extremely difficult, and I don't like that. Okay, the second thing that I really don't like about this, and this is, again, it depends on how many people you have on the boat. We go fishing with 5 people, so you need more rods. Now, if you're just going fishing with you and your buddy, this may not be a big thing, but for me it was a thing, because on this side you have 4 rod holders, and then on this side you have 1 rod holder, and then you have this tray. And this tray is actually useless. It's majorly useless. I can't figure out what much to do with it, because if you're going along, things are bouncing out of it. It's a very difficult thing to put anything of. Maybe some scissors or something like that might stay in it. But I think you could have put at least 2 more rod holders over here, because what we've had to do is upgrade that. And I'll talk about that when we get to the upgrades on the boat. But the second thing I don't like, rod holders and this tray. This tray could have been, I think this is a wasted space for Mako. If they're watching this, there's a space to improve. Alright, here's the third thing I don't like about this boat. This is picky. I'm going to be honest with you, this is a little picky, but it is something that I have noticed, and I want to give you a full review here. So it's this wheel right here, the roller wheel for the bow roller. It just doesn't work as well. It does scuff up the boat a little bit. You can see how it does that. But one of the things that I have noticed the most about it is right underneath here. You see the boat has a lip, and when the wheel comes up, if you are in a situation where you're launching the boat in a place where the ramp is just not quite at a good angle, this wheel will get stuck right underneath there. And you're going to have to try and get up and push the boat up out of the way. So that is something I think they should have thought about a little bit when they put this on there, that this wheel can get stuck underneath of here, and it does create a little bit of an issue. It's a little picky, and if you launch it well, if you go deep enough, it's not an issue, but if you have a shallow ramp or something like that, it does become an issue. Alright, the fourth thing that we really don't like about the boat, and again, this man may be a little picky too, but it's the instrument panels. You've only got the one here for RPMs and for the trim gauge. That's really all you've got. You do have a plenty of panel here for other gauges, maybe a speedometer or other gauges that would have been helpful to you, but they really just kind of wasted that space and they really didn't put a whole lot on this instrument panel. You do have the switches down here, which this power button is very nice. It kills power to the whole boat. You've got your bilge, you got your lights. On this side you got your aerator, and you've also got your horn, and then you've got your cigarette lighter there for your, I think it's a 12 volt. But in any case, here on the instrument panel, I think they definitely wasted some space there. I think they could have put some things there that would have been helpful. So I think they could have put a little bit more time into the instrument panel, not just giving you an RPMs, but giving you more information there on the instrument panel. All right, the fifth and last thing that we really don't like about this, and this has actually been a complaint from Mako boats for a little while now. Some people have told me they have fixed it. It's not fixed, I can tell you that from experience. It's not a deal breaker for me. I've learned some workarounds, and I'll tell you the workarounds here in just a moment, but it's the live well. You see, the live well, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you push the button to fill it, sometimes it fills, sometimes it doesn't. It seems to be an air issue. It seems to be something about the way that the air gets trapped in the lines. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'm not an engineer on these things, but this live well does not work properly. As a matter of fact, one of the workarounds that I found is I have a bubble box. And so I stick a bubble box in this useless tray over here on the side. I stick the bubble box over there and I turn it on. I fill it up with water and then I turn it on when I'm going to use it as a live well, and I find that to be helpful. Another workaround that I found, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, is backing up the boat when you first start. When you're trying to fill the live well, if you back up the boat, that does seem to prime the line on some occasions. Now those are two workarounds that I have found, but Mako's got to fix this live well. I don't know what the issues are with it, and I don't know why it doesn't work perfectly. There's nothing wrong with the pumps or anything like that. It's just something wrong with the way that it fills, that it doesn't do a very good job of that. So those are the things that we don't like about the Mako. Okay, so we've talked about the things that we like, we've talked about the things that we don't like, and now I want to real quickly talk about the things that we upgraded, because these are things that I think will help you when we talk about the Mako. And we talked earlier about the rod holders, how there was only 4 on this side and 1 on this side, and if you have a net or something like that, that's going to take up 1 of them, and if you have a hole or something like that, that's going to take it up. So I think could have done a little better with rod holders. So what I did was I bought these off of Amazon. These rod holders here, and I attached them to the back platform. They are positionable, so you can actually modify the position and the angle that you have with them. But I found that these rod holders, that's one thing that we upgraded. I just said, hey, I've got to have more rod holders, especially with my kids. They get hooked up on a fish. I got to be able to set the rod down real quickly and go help them out. So that's one upgrade I think you're going to want to do for this Mako, is add yourself some rod holders. Second thing that we upgrade, and this is more of a quality of life upgrade. It's not something you have to do, but it is something I found that, especially at the boat launch, just makes things a lot simpler when you're out there, especially when it's hot. We're in South Texas. It gets hot. I'm probably even sweating a little bit in this video because I'm out in my garage and it's like 100 and some odd degrees outside. But one of the quality of life upgrades that I did was this. These are ratchet straps for the transom, and they lock down. So these are very, very helpful when it comes to actually releasing it quickly. They go down into, and then it's very easy to get on and off. And then when it's time to put them back on, when you're done for the day, all you need to do is pull it back up, and then ratchet it down. And it's nice and tight there, very quickly, very easy, much better than the traditional transom straps that you'll find. Very inexpensive, easy to put on, and definitely worth the money. Okay, the third thing that we upgraded, and we did this right from the dealership because it was just something that we knew that we wanted. The first thing would be the Mako iPilot trolling mode of the Terranova. It is worth it. It is a little bit more expensive, but just having that touch button, being able to use the remote control to control your trolling motor is definitely worth it. Having the GPS lock is definitely worth it. So this is definitely something that we said, hey, we are definitely going to spend the money to upgrade. The other thing that I did when we did the upgrade would be right in here, and that is the dual batteries, because I want to make sure I have plenty of battery power out there on the water. One of the things that you don't want to do is run out of batteries. And then in the middle there is also an onboard battery charger, along with the circuit breaker over there. So that was one thing that we upgraded. We just said, hey, right away, I know this is something we're going to want. Spend the extra money. It's worth it. If you don't go with something like this, I would highly recommend going with some sort of sand anchoring system, especially if you're in the bays here in South Texas where it's very shallow. The other thing that we upgraded right from the factory would be the fish finder. I got the Lowrance Hook 5 TS. It does work very well. I really have liked that. That system with the side scan does work very well. So those are things that we upgraded just right out of the box. All right, the fourth thing that we upgraded would be these trailer guides right here. I got these off Amazon as well. Very simple to put on. The dealer said, oh, you don't need trailer guides, but I found that, hey, when I'm going into murky water where it's muddy and things like that, having these things sticking up out of the water really does help me get it on the trailer easier. And that's really what this whole thing is about. It's about getting your boat on the trailer easier, being able to have them sticking up out of the water, because you are going to want to get the trailer, and maybe my photographer can show you this underneath, but if you notice when you're getting the boat on the trailer, you're going to want to get it on the two pads there, almost like a pontoon boat to some degree. And so you want to make sure that you actually land that thing good. And the way to do that is using these trailer guides. I do find that they're worth their money, and it is something I do think it's worth upgrading on your boat. All right, the fifth thing that we upgraded here on the boat would be the spare tire holder with spare tire. How many of you have seen that poor schmuck beside the road and his trailer has blown out a tire? Well, I don't want that happening to me. So I said, you know what? I'm getting a spare tire. I'm going to mount it to the front of the boat so that we make sure that if a tire blows out, it does happen, even to the best of us. It happens. And so if the tire blows out, we are ready to go. This is something, again, easy upgrade, inexpensive, definitely worth it for those of you trailing your boat. Really, for any distance, definitely worth it. Okay, the sixth and final thing that we upgrade on this boat so far, I will say so far, because if I find more things to upgrade, matter of fact, in the comment section below, if you see something I should upgrade on this boat, let me know that. I think I'm definitely going to upgrade that bow wheel at some point, because I hate that thing. In any case, if you see something that you say, hey, here's an upgrade you should do, let me know that in the comment section below. The last thing that we upgraded here would be the stainless steel prop. This is helpful. It's got the prop it came with was okay, but I think this stainless steel prop is really going to help us churn out a little bit more water faster, and it's going to give us a little bit more performance out of the boat's motor, because we went with the 45 rather than 60, and this stainless steel prop will definitely give us more performance on the water. Also, it'll spare you from getting torn up on something if you don't have that good metal there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this 2020 Mako Pro Skiff 15 review. If you have a Mako 2020 Pro Skiff, or even maybe one of the other models, and you want to talk about how that compares, please leave me comments in the comment section below. I'll plan on doing another review, maybe in a year, maybe in another 6 months or so. We'll do a 1-year review. I'll plan on doing that. But we've had this for about 6 months. These are the things that we really like. These are the things that we don't like so far, and the things that we upgraded. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll put a playlist here of some of our inshore fishing, because I'd love for you to check out our channel with the other content that we have as we go fishing as a family here in South Texas. And until next time, may you always catch your limit.